Welcome to Michelle&Company, the show where I get to sit down with some of Kansas's best companies, business owners, and nonprofits and show you just what they're doing in your community. Our next guest is here from Global Collision. Scott, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So everybody at some point in their life has probably been in some sort of a car accident or a car ding or gotten their car hail damage, and we have to find someone like you. Tell us a little bit about Global Collision and what they do.
Well, we do it all. We are owned by a PDR company.
Cool.
We have in-house PDR techs. I have probably the best PDR techs. I have the best collision techs. I have the best paint techs.
And for those of us that are not techie, PDR is?
Paintless dent repair.
Paintless dent repair. So tell me a little bit about the paintless dent repair team that you have. You said that they're all local, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's huge because I think when hailstorms come or damage come, a lot of times we see people come in from out of town or out of state, and it feels hard to trust that kind of work. But you guys are all right here, local in our community.
I always say, what's the service after the sale?
Right.
If you have them people that coming in from out of town,
right,
and they bail once the hailstorm's over.
Sure.
What do you do?
Right.
What do you do? But we are just right there. Again, I've got people in Illinois. I've got people in Australia. I've got people in Texas.
Sure.
So we are hence the name, global.
Right.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah. And now when you get into a car accident or you get your car messed up, the first thing you have to do is start working with insurance to file a claim, and that can just be kind of a headache sometimes. Do you help in that process, and what does that look like?
Yes, ma'am. It's relatively easy for us.
Sure.
And it is kind of sometimes a pain for you. We'll work with the adjusters. We'll work with the insurance company. We'll do the work for you. I've got free loaner cars.
Wow, that's huge.
which helps out.
Yeah.
And if I don't have a loaner car available, I'll make sure I get you a car from, Enterprise or somebody like that.
Sure. So tell me a little bit about the scope of work that you cover at Global Collision Center. We talked about the paintless dent repair. What other kinds of things do you do?
From minor scratches to major collision. I've got...
So just all through the whole spectrum?
Yes, ma'am. You come in with a scratch on your car. One of the things I'll do for you is, and my team of people, they'll sit there and say, hey, I can get that buffed out.
Right.
Instead of painting it. So, we'll go above and beyond. And I think that's what separates us from all the other collision centers.
That's huge because, sometimes whenever I have to deal with something with my car, just not having the background knowledge for cost and how much things, actually cost, having someone that's going to be looking out for your interest and your good, that's huge. And like you said, I think that is something that sets you apart from other collision centers.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very true. So what are some of the principles that you hold to when you sit down with someone and start working with them? You talked a little bit about looking for better deals. What makes people want to choose Global Collision first?
Well, my smiling face.
I like it. That's true.
Come on now.
Man.
But, it's just my team.
Right.
I have a fantastic team. I can't do this without my team. And I've got fantastic owners. I can't do that without my owners. So it's just, we have a great communication from the front to the back and the back to the front. If there's something that my guys up front, they don't catch at the beginning.
Right.
When we're blueprinting the car, and we can miss some things.
Sure.
They'll come up, we'll get it communicated. I deal with the adjuster. Hey, this is what we have, and we just take care of it.
Yeah.
So just so you're at ease.
Yeah. So just a well-working team. I think that's huge for any business, and especially when you're having to get your car worked on. Oh, that's wonderful. My
biggest thing was with this business is I need to take care of you. When you're in an accident, I just hope you're okay.
Right.
That's the biggest thing, because a car can be replaced. You can't be replaced.
Right.
That's what I try telling everybody. At least you're okay.
And so when people get done having their car worked on at Global Collision, they're going to know they're driving away in something safe that's going to keep them safe.
Yes,
quality work that they can trust.
Yes, ma'am.
So you talked a little bit about the service after the sale.
Yes, ma'am.
So what does that look like? What does that mean?
Let's say you get your car home and you see something in the paint, or you see, you know, just something that you don't like.
Right.
You know, and it happens.
Sure, sure.
You know, it happens in all businesses. You say, hey, Scott, I didn't like this. Got it, Michelle.
That's
you know,
wonderful.
You know, I will take care of it. And if
Yeah.
I have to come to you and bring you one of my loaner cars, I will personally come to you and get that done.
Wow, that's great service, Scott. That's really great, man. And I was going to ask you another question. So we're coming into the spring season in Kansas, which means lots of weather, usually lots of hail. And you guys actually have one of the largest paintless dent repair teams in the area, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you have hail damage, is that something that you always need to go through insurance on, or do people come directly to you and say, hey, I have a little bit of hail damage, is it easier to just go through
Yep.
you? What does that look like?
Basically, same thing with collision. I'll
Okay.
sit there and assess the car, you know, and if you have a $500 deductible or, you know, something like that, and you've just got a little bit of hail on there, you know, I'll just say, hey, you've got a little bit of hail. It's not going to meet your deductible. You know,
Sure.
let's just, you know, go with the $500 and
Right,
you
right.
don't have to file a claim.
I like
know,
that a
so-
lot. So before we're out of time, tell me a little bit about your locations, where people can find you at.
I've got one location, 235 in Central,
Okay.
and then I've got another location out east. That's East Kellogg.
Okay, perfect.
And there's a little construction going out
Oh,
east,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, but we're still there. We're smiling, and you know, come see us.
Sounds great. Well, Scott, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You have a
Oh, yeah.
great day, ma'am.
You too, you too. And if you would like to learn more about Global Collision or Scott, you can visit us online or just stop by and visit them. Thanks so much for watching.